Hey guys, I'm just here to do the Belgian Waffle Ride Arizona race recap. This one is gonna be super short because I was unfortunately not in the front group, so there's not that much storytelling to do, but I think it's gonna be interesting nonetheless because it was a very challenging trip, and I also have some very cool info about the course. It was a super challenging one. So if we start by the beginning, I was flying from Montreal to Phoenix and I had a layover in Detroit, and yeah, when I arrived in Detroit, the rain started, the snow started, and it was not looking good. So our flight was supposed to depart at the right time, but after 3 hours of waiting in the plane, our commander finally told us that we were going back to the gate because the airport had been closed for more than an hour. So when we got out of the plane, there was nobody left in the airport because we were pretty much the last one that had the message to go back in. And there was no hotel close to the airport, so I had to pretty much find a hotel that was 45 minutes away of driving. And there was no Uber, no taxi, nothing, because everybody was trying to get out of the airport. And Detroit doesn't apparently have a big resources for that. So I went to the baggage claim and started asking people around for a lift. And after a lot of perseverance, I finally had a couple bring me to my hotel. So I arrived at the hotel pretty late. And the following morning, I was back in the airport and my flight got delayed again. So I finally made it to Phoenix in the evening, and I was lucky because I was staying with the Cross family. They're good friends that I met in Belgian Waffle Ride Asheville, and they were doing the race. I was staying with them. So they drove me from the airport to our Airbnbs. They had dinner ready and everything, so they made it super easy again, like I said. And I tried to have the bike 100% ready, but it was clear on the start line the following morning that a lot of key details were not perfect. So I started trying to motivate myself nonetheless, but I was for sure having trouble in keeping a racer mindset. I was defeated, I would say, physically, because I don't think my body really handled all that stress really well. But I would say I was also defeated mentally. So normally I really have a warrior mindset that I call it on the start line, and I didn't have that mindset, if I'm honest. So yeah, we arrived on top of the first climb, and in the descent I was really having trouble with the bike, so I got a stop at the first feed zone to get it fixed. And from then on, I mean, I was not racing to win the race, so I just figured I'll ride the ride for fun. Why didn't I ride the ride super hard? It's because in the morning I pretty much had the worst physiological data that I ever had. So that's a strong sign that the training affects data, but the stress is maybe even worse for someone like me that's super used to the hard training. So I thought that the smartest thing to do was just ride easy and see how it would feel. I still wanted to do the course because I mean, I was already there, and to be honest, with my new gravel on that course, it was kind of the perfect fit. So the course had some road part that were really fast, so I was able to go super fast with the aero attribute of the Ostro. But the Ostro, as you might not know, is slacker than the LS. So I really was enjoying the single track, and I had the perfect tires by Kenda. So yeah, I just went from group to group, catching people. I don't really have the opportunity normally to be immersed in the gravel community, so that was kind of fun. And at one point we just got a very good group established with one of my good friends, Jeff. He was a good riding buddy to keep the mental spirit high. So yeah, course was great, really challenging. Most of the mountain bikers were comparing it to a marathon mountain bike race with just a little bit more of road. So yeah, I would say we didn't really have any gravel. It was just single track or road. So a different mix, but a super fun mix nonetheless. I'll try to be back next year. I think it's a course that is for sure favorable for the mountain bikers, but I think with a strong group of gravel riders and road riders also, you can catch up after the single track if you don't lose too much. And I plan on still improving my technical capacity. So yeah, that's pretty much for the week. I'm now in Tulsa. I just flew 2 days ago, so straight from Phoenix, and I'm heading to Stillwater tomorrow. So stay tuned for a bike check. I'll try to convince Dylan to do the bike check with me, because a bike check by me is interesting, but Dylan is the detail guy. So stay tuned for a bike check. If you don't want to miss it, subscribe or put on your notification for the channel. And that's it. Not the race recap I was hoping for, but still very confident. The last 4 races of 2022, I was all on the podium with Gravel Worlds. That was a win. Unpaved, that was a win. Belgian Waffle Ride Kansas, that was also a win. And I was 3rd at Big Sugar. So confidence is still high, and excited to gain back some momentum. Thanks for listening, and as usual, take care of yourself by making the most optimal choice in every moment, and do the same to take care of the ones you love.